Hi, my name is Sanae McKeever. I am the CEO and founder of Blackpreneur magazine, and we are here in beautiful Philadelphia at the Japanese Gardens, here to talk with Floyd Marshall and his team with the Philadelphia Independent Film Awards. I want y'all to check it out and see what they're talking about. Let's get started. Well, thank you for meeting with me.
My pleasure.
Blackpreneur is excited about doing this interview with you guys. I'm excited about what you're doing with Philadelphia. So tell me a little bit about your project.
I'll acquiesce to my executive director, Angelique Marshall.
Well, the Philadelphia International Film Awards is, Independent Film Awards. This is our first year. So we put it out there for all filmmakers around the world to send in films. And we basically looked at these films and we put together a committee of judges and criteria of what to judge the films on. And we decided to reward those films that we felt were worthy of getting an award. And this is going to be a great production, I will call it.
Yes.
And we're giving out great awards for people who direct these films, for people who were acting in these films. The whole production of the film different films will be, put on display at the film awards. You want to talk about?
Just to go back, Angelique said we received submissions throughout the world. We initially were going to just have Philadelphia filmmakers be a part of this project. Philadelphia filmmakers were not submitting fast enough. Right. So then we opened it up to the tri-state. Right. Tri-state still was not submitting fast enough.
Right.
Therefore, we talked as a committee, as a group, and said, you know what, we need to open this up worldwide. And once worldwide opened up, the gates just flooded.
Yes.
Over 200 submissions,
right.
like Angelique had, like she said. Mm-hmm.
We started to get films from Canada,
Mm-hmm.
Kosovo, Russia, West Africa,
Europe,
Europe, the UK. So a lot of different films from diverse backgrounds, and it was interesting watching all of them. So people will be in for a great surprise come May 22nd.
Yes.
Awesome. I'm excited. So tell me about some of the categories of the films that you're viewing and giving awards for.
Categories we have.
Well, first it starts off with feature films, and then we
Right.
have docs, and then we have shorts, if that's what you mean.
Yes.
And then.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
We have to
Right,
piggyback
yeah.
off of Karen. Yes,
Yes.
feature films, and we have short films.
Mhm.
We have documentaries. We also have, of course, international films, as we just spoke about,
Mhm.
and student films.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
So Floyd,
Yes.
what made you put this together? Because this is amazing. Like, you're
Yeah.
reaching the world. Tell
Yes.
us.
Initially, well, you know what? A lot of times independent filmmakers don't get the recognition that they deserve. It's extremely difficult to put together an independent film. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of teamwork. It takes a lot of finances that 99.9% of the time comes out of your own pocket, along with friends and family members. So you're doing quite a bit to put together a film. So I decided that it would be, really nice to show support and let these filmmakers know that their work did not go in vain. Because a lot of the times, and I'll just use myself as an example, a film that we did not too long ago entitled Compromised. We submitted it to, quite a few festivals, got a lot of no's, a lot of rejections, and you have so many films that are absolutely phenomenal. And some of those films never see the light of day unless you rent a theater and premiere it yourself. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to bring together a different, diverse group of filmmakers, drama, comedy, horror, LGBT films, animated films, things like that, and just give them a platform where their peers could get together and just celebrate some of the work that they put together.
Okay, so let's go one by one and talk about what everybody's job is as the team and why you chose to be a part of it. We can start from left to right, right to left. It doesn't matter who wants to go first.
All right, so everyone's looking around. All right, so Keon Smith is my name. I'm the assistant director of the Philadelphia Independent Film Awards. Floyd put a gun to my head and said, "You're going to do it,
Right.
or else." No, but
And no choice.
it was a good move. He had a good plan. I was on board, and he didn't really have to twist my arm because I saw his vision. It was a good idea, and like he said, there's a lot of people in the Philadelphia and surrounding areas that don't get recognition for their work, and I've been in the business for at least 19, 20 years. So my job, what I've been doing is we put together a team of judges to watch all these films, over 200. So I have to divvy up the films, make sure all the judges watch the films, and judge them based on the criteria that we had set in place.
Mhm.
What else? Whatever the team needed, we all just chip in and do what we have to do. Yeah.
Karen Waller Martin, actress, director. I do a lot of executive producing for television, and Floyd, like Keon said, he put a gun to my head and said, "You got to do this. We have to do this." My position is media director. I'm actually in charge of getting all the media involved in what we're doing, as well as getting media in the house the night of the awards to, whether you're a photographer like yourself, a magazine or what have you. That's pretty much what my job is, but I kind of been doing other things as well. So
yeah, we're kind of doing,
all over the place.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm Angelique Marshall. I'm the director of the Film Awards. And basically, again, Floyd called me up and said, "I got this bright idea." I'm like, "Okay, Floyd." I'm his director on most of his films, or all of his films, actually. I have a production company called Leap Productions, and I direct with Floyd films. And basically, my position is whatever needs to be done, I do, and to make sure that this production goes well. So the night of the show, I will be directing the crew and everyone that's there to make the production go well. And in the back, I guess, before we get there to May 22nd, is to actually make sure everyone is doing what their job's supposed to be, and fill in anywhere I need to fill in. So if there is, maybe we need to go get some money, I have to help to raise money. Maybe we need to screen some films, help Karen, help Floyd, get some sponsors, do whatever. So that's my job, and to kind of get some of the stress off of our friend Floyd.
And if she can't get to it, then I'll get to it.
Right.
And if they can't get to it, then I'll get to it. We just all kind of
Exactly.
gel together.
Right.
We work very
we
well
started
together.
off with having specific jobs,
Right.
Then we realized that this is our first award show, and it's not going to be easy. So we all just came together.
So besides all the things that we mentioned here, we typically come together as a team and kind of outline what needs to be done, and then we we talk amongst ourselves, and we kind of pick and shoot. I'll handle this, and she'll say I'll handle this, and we say I'll handle this. So we just get it done.
Or we're going to cut this out, and mainly he leaves that to me. He calls me the head, just cutting people's heads off. Like, no, we're not going to do it, or we're going to do this. Oh no, so he leaves me to be the bad guy, which is not always fun.
My job.
The
Write
driver's
checks.
crazy.
Write checks. I was going to say, as an
Write
executive
checks.
producer, that's you got to find the money.
Yeah,
Yes.
write checks. Write checks. but also just to, what I always like to say that no one ever works for me. I don't like that because everyone's sitting here. They're professionals in their own right. They have extensive resumes. So none of them work for me. We all work together. It is truly a team. And I really couldn't, do this without them. So a lot of times what I'll do is, and you know what, I've learned this lesson, and every time I don't do it, it ends up biting me, to never make a decision without consulting. And she can tell you that, because when I don't consult her,
Things go haywire.
things don't normally go as planned. So, a lot of times, I'll just basically make sure that I try to keep everyone in the loop as much as possible. Now, some decisions, as the founder, some decisions I have to make on my own. And even when I make those decisions, I'll let them know exactly it is, what I'm doing, because you want feedback. So, that's basically what I do. Just, communicating with all the filmmakers, making sure that the film website is running smoothly. And actually, my media girl just got here. That's my sister-in-law. And she put the entire website together. But basically, my job is to, facilitate the check writing, make sure that, everything is running as smoothly as possible. And a lot of times I delegate, because it's amazing. I guess that's why they say if you knew something beforehand, you'd never do it. Because if I had actually known how hard it was to put this together, I don't know if I would have actually done it. But I guess they say that's why ignorance is bliss, because we were all blissfully ignorant of how involved this thing actually is. I don't, now that we're in it, we definitely plan on doing it again, as hard as it is. But it's very rewarding because it was awesome sending out emails to filmmakers and seeing their responses. That, they were so happy. Like, wow, we're going back to the recognition.
Right.
The fact that someone recognized your hard work. And, I think that's the most rewarding thing that I've gotten out of this so far.
Pretty much, I guess I'm functioning as the de facto webmaster. So the information that they have, press releases, the nominees, organizers' bios, photos, put all of that online on the website. Trying to make it as accessible as possible. Right now I'm still trying to get everything uploaded, but in the meantime I'll put downloads on there so that the press can download the information and have what they need to just hopefully answer as many questions as they can before they have to come to us, because my job is to try to make it as easy as possible to get that information.
What's your name?
Terry.
Terry Hurd.
Terry Hurd.
So tell me about some of the challenges you guys have had.
None. I'm just kidding.
I'm like,
One challenge I could say that, initially last year was the initial coming together. We had more crew members than we have sitting here, and they fall off. Some people fall off. They didn't realize, like Floyd mentioned, it's hard work and it's dedication and a lot of hours that you have to put in. And I don't think those people that fell off realize the, you have your own lives, but now you're committed to this. So that was definitely one of the challenges, seeing people fall off.
Right. So we had initially probably 12 judges to watch the films, and took it lightly. Didn't think we were going to get in a whole lot of films, so we got in over 200 films to watch. And especially with the feature films, I think we received about 68 feature films.
Yeah.
68 feature films.
Yeah.
And you have to sit and watch a film, hour and a half, 2 hours. And it's 68 of them, so it takes some time. And some people have films that they're working on. Some people still have full-time jobs. Some of us still work. So a few people fell off, and we ended up with probably 9-10 judges. Yeah. But we was able to get it done as a team.
Another struggle, just raising money, period. Because the money, putting this together is not coming from, we don't have a sponsor who said, here, put this film award show together. So it was raising money, and most of the money was coming out of Floyd's pocket. So we had to come, and go out there in the community and get sponsorship and just have people donate things. So that was a struggle, and it's still a struggle. But we're grateful for people that did donate and helped us out. We have great swag bags.
Yes. Well, challenges, I guess pretty much trying to, the different press kits from the filmmakers who submitted had photos that were not always usable, so I would have to go into the trailers and actually get a screen cap from that and put it up on the site so that we would have a photo of whoever was nominated. So that was a bit of a challenge. Not all of the trailers were in a format that would be easily uploaded to the website, so I had to deal with that. Things of that nature, pretty much. I think these guys have the harder job right here, basically. I'm just pretty much gathering information and coordinating it, pretty much.
The hardest thing time, because there's never enough of it. Because, as everyone said, you have, your full-time job, you have families, and, this is very time consuming. It is very time consuming. So it's a 24-hour, it is absolutely a 24-hour a day job. And let me say something about my judges. Phenomenal judges. And the thing about this being the first one, when we initially set it up, we had set it up to where each judge had to watch every film. So now you're talking upward of 200 films, and each judge had to watch every film. And the problem that we were running into was that's a lot of man hours. And, we kind of, judges were dropping out because they were saying, well, I got a job, I got a wife, I got kids. And now you're asking me to watch 200 films on top of that. And we thought that initially we had given them enough time because we actually gave them 6 months. But when you sit down and you're talking about 68 feature films, we're just talking 68 feature films on average of an hour and a half. And you're talking 68. And then you're talking about documentaries and then short films. That's a lot of work.
International films.
So what we ended up doing was we ended up breaking the judges into teams. And once we did that, things started to run a lot smoother. And actually, some of the judges that had actually dropped out came back on.
Right.
Because they were saying, oh, wow, so
that.
now I can
do
if
this.
I have to watch documentaries and that's all I have to watch, I can deal with that. But I can't watch 15 documentaries and then turn around and watch 68 feature films and then watch, 45 short films and then watch 50 student films.
Right.
The math is bad, but
Right.
you kind of
Right.
get the gist of it. And actually, the young lady that we had doing the documentaries, unbeknownst to me, she was pregnant. And she sent me an email and she said, Floyd, I'd like to invite you to my baby shower. And I'm saying, your baby shower? And I'm saying, wow, you're doing all of this and you're very pregnant. So, but you know what? That just goes to show you, if you're dedicated to this, you're dedicated to this. Because here she is, and being pregnant.
I'm watching films while she giving
Yeah,
birth.
I've never been pregnant before, so I've been in the room, with my wife. So it's hard. And the fact that on top of that and getting everything ready for, and she ended up having a healthy baby boy.
Oh,
So
nice.
on top of all of that, she's watching all of these films and constantly checking back with me like, Floyd, I'm doing the best I can. I'm like, girl, take your time. If you need help, let me know. But she did a phenomenal job. So
That's what dedication and hard work
absolutely,
looks like.
absolutely,
That's what it looks like.
yeah.
Okay.
This right here is what dedication and hard work looks
Hey,
like.
how about that?
Yes.
What I
How
like,
about that? Because you guys are the head.
Yes.
what I like about the team is when you talk about struggles and whatever some of the hard things to get accomplished, we all use our resources. So when we talk about Floyd cutting checks, we try to use our resources whereas though he doesn't have to come out of pocket. So we all like you
just a
said
little
has we all have like he said extensive resumes, and we've been in this for a long time. So we do know a lot of people where we can get some things for free. And that helps. Yeah, we get some perks and things like that. Make some phone calls and people are willing to help out, which is always good.
That's the benefit of having a team.
Exactly.
A solid team.
Yeah.
That has an extensive resume, that has skills, that has connections, so that everything can come together. Because without a team, it's hard.
Yes.
It's really, really hard. So once this is all over with, are you guys planning on doing anything for the community, like giving back to the community in the community work? You got any events coming up afterwards, after the show?
You know what? We actually have something going on within the show.
Okay.
The ADA card. You're referring to
The ADA card,
Covenant House.
the ADA card, but I'll talk about the Covenant House first.
Okay. Yes.
The Covenant House the Covenant House is actually international. But we are concentrating on the Covenant House Philadelphia, and they help to combat teen homelessness in Philadelphia, which is very prevalent. It's kind of a secret that's out in the open, because a lot of these kids, they don't like you to know that they're actually homeless. So what we're doing is the night of the event, a couple of the representatives from the Covenant House will actually be in attendance, because we're giving them a portion of the proceeds from the show. Because it just doesn't work if you have an award show and you make some money and you don't do anything with that.
Give back. Yes.
You have to give back. And when I first thought of having an award show, it was always in my mind, okay, what can I do besides an award show? What can I have besides an award show? So I decided, well, we need to help someone out. So that's what we're doing with the Covenant House. And next year, we're actually going to add an autism
component,
awareness group to the mix. So we hope to give to both the Covenant House and whichever autism group that we decide upon. We're going to be doing that as well. Yeah.
So this is going to be an annual event.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So last question. How important is it to shine the light or spotlight on African American entrepreneurs?
Ooh. Anybody can take that.
It's extremely important.
I don't know. I mean, what we keep talking about right now, everybody keeps talking about, income inequality right now. And the big thing is that there's no real access to capital. I mean, when I covered the Black Star Film Festival, there was a fantastic filmmaker who said that was his biggest problem right there, trying to raise the capital to get things done. And so to me, that's kind of the main thing right there, almost above anything else, to try to just break down that barrier to capital, because you can't do anything else without it. So to me, it would be paramount to draw attention to that. That's just me.
Yes. I agree with you, Terry.
Well, you know what? I would say capital as well. And I'll take you as an example. You send me an email. I want an interview. So now that's a connection. And see, that needs to happen a lot more. Because if we're going to talk about self-sufficiency, and if we're going to talk about, making us better and more financially stable, whereas if we don't have to go to an outside source, you can pick up the phone and call me up and say, hey, Floyd, this is what I'm doing. Can you put me in touch with someone, or can you do this? Or I can pick up the phone and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Can you be a part of it? Can you write us a check? And that's what needs to happen. And that's what's so important about this award show. We're not only celebrating independent filmmakers, we're celebrating independence. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're talking about a group of filmmakers, diverse filmmakers, not just African American, but filmmakers of all stripes, it's extremely difficult at this level to tap into that money, because the studios, they're just not giving it away. So,
and I keep making a mistake to call the film awards international, because we are international.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So I make that slip up, and I'm like, all right, why do you keep saying it? That's not what we name it, but in actuality, we are international. And just to piggyback off of what Floyd was saying, like for you, for example, today, I said, Floyd, what is this? What are we doing today? You just called us a meeting. I said, please explain, because we all have stuff to do. We get this email like, be here at this time. I'm like, for what? What are you doing? What are you breaking up my Saturday for? For what? And
for
he
important,
explained,
girl.
right? But Floyd also thinks everything is important, which is great. And we'd be like, no. But so when he explained to us what was going on, we were like, oh, okay. So we came. And we're like, all right, this is worth it. And not just because you wanted to interview us, it's because of what you're doing.
Yes.
So
I think that for us in particular, as African Americans, when opportunity knocks, we don't always answer the door. So I think that's a problem that we have, because we're so scared to say, oh, let me put the trust in her or him, or what are they about? Let me investigate, So I understand.
yes.
because me reaching out, you know, that was scary for me
Yes.
to even come and say, hey,
Mhm.
I heard you doing something. I'm be in town. Let's hook up. You know, last minute too.
Yes.
So I think it's very important that we start putting more trust in each other, because once we start doing that, the doors will open.
Absolutely.
All the resources.
I think that begins with talking to each other. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, especially for me, within the Black community, there's a lot of stuff that we just don't talk about. Either we have too much pride to talk about it, or we have too much fear to talk about it. And then if someone else comes along and tries to want to talk about it, we get shut down. So if we
Right.
actually find a way to talk about it, you know, then the trust will come, and then people will be able to say, well, you know, tell me about that. Maybe that'll be worth it.
Yeah.
I just think there's not a lot of
I agree.
understanding right now.
I think the trust is what caused all the apprehension, especially in the African American community, because you know I think we've been burned.
We've been
We've been burned so many times. You know, you're apprehensive when it comes to folks. You know, you have this preconceived notion that you know the African American community, you know, it's going to be late, or it's going to be you know it's going to be wrong, it's going to be bad, it's not going to be professional.
Right.
So, and that's a stereotype we need to get away from, because that's not always the facts.
Because we're exactly.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because I can talk for 20 minutes on that subject alone.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate you guys and the
appreciate
you.
interview.
Having us.
Yes.
We're